classic harmonies of Brian Wilson, Don't Worry Baby. Brian Wilson, former St. Charles, Illinois resident. In a second, we're going out to another St. Charles resident, Colleen Traiser. Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
Good morning, Joseph. I'm well, thank you.
Terrific. One of the benefits of my job, I get to surround myself with attractive women, which is pretty cool. The other benefit is I love working with brilliant and talented women. Heather is one of them, sitting in front of me flying this radio station. And then there's Colleen Traiser. Colleen Traiser is a pretty face hired by Sims just to sell boots. Tell us more about what you did for Sims before you were a sales rep.
Sure. I actually started my fly fishing career in Montana, where I was a fly fishing guide and ran a shop in Big Sky called Gallatin River Guides, where I became very familiar with the product, using it and putting all of our clients through the shop into that. And then I was lucky enough to be hired by the company itself and worked primarily in the repair and warranty center, and then up through the ranks of customer service, and then sat outside the president's door, the owner of the company, Casey Walsh. And when I learned that he was moving his rep force primarily into Sims-only products, and I was looking to get back into my home territory, the opportunity presented itself, and one thing led to another, they say, and here I am.
Well, very good. It's just amazing that when my customers get a chance to talk to you, and you make appearances with the Illinois Smallmouth Alliance and the different Trout Unlimited chapters around when you do your presentation, people get to speak to someone who knows this product, Boots and Waders, manufactured by Sims out in Bozeman, Montana. They get a chance to talk to somebody who actually uses them as a guide, and that you're more than just a pretty face. And I'm going to let the listener know that you're a new grandma.
I am.
Awesome.
I have a 2-week-old granddaughter,
Awesome.
My oldest stepson and his wife, and then a 2-year-old too, and that was definitely a big pull back to the area. And also, the fishing that we have here in the Midwest, it's kept under wraps, and it's such a great resource of watersheds and exploring. We go out every weekend and explore the different areas here in Illinois, up into Wisconsin, into Michigan, Ohio, and it really is surprising what is right here in our backyard.
We are a day's trip away for some pretty awesome fishing. So when we go wading in these rivers, what's the deal with felt, and is felt banned, and why can't I buy felt anymore and sell felt bottom boots to my customers? What's going on?
Well, felt's not banned here yet. Alaska has come out and announced that they will be banning felt in 2012. We know the country of New Zealand has banned felt, and it's being looked at different government agencies. We know that felt soles is the biggest contributor of the spread of aquatic nuisance species. And when we use that term, a lot of people think diddy mow and zebra. What's the word I'm looking for there?
New Zealand mud snails and...
Thank you, New Zealand mud snail.
Well, we don't have those in Illinois. Why should I be concerned about wearing felts in Illinois?
Well, you also have to think about noxious weeds, and you have to think about anything that's not native to the area. And if you go to spread it into a different ecosystem, you're going to create problems.
How does, honestly, how frequently spreading it to another ecosystem, how often does that happen in Illinois? How does the spread happen?
Well, it can happen. There's been different studies put out. Trout Unlimited has based out some studies, and they feel that up to 22 grams of sediment can be transported each time you move from watershed to watershed.
I saw you give this presentation at Trout Unlimited, and you held up a little packet of Equal, and
yes.
That's 1 gram?
That's 1 gram.
So a pair of felt boots can transfer up to 20-some-odd grams of schmutz that gets stuck in the felt. And so if I'm an angler fishing the Fox River Friday afternoon, and then Sunday morning I go fish the Kankakee River, effectively, I fish 2 separate and distinct watersheds.
Yes.
And the wet felts, I think felts are the last part of our whole fly fishing attire to dry. I guess that's the issue, is wet felt.
That is correct.
So what?
And really, is it the only part of your equipment that can transfer the aquatic nuisance species? No. But we know it is the biggest contributor. We know that things can work into boats and into footbeds or even on your laces. But the biggest contributor of this is the felt soles, and which is why you're seeing more and more manufacturers move away from felt and into different sticky rubber soles such as Vibram.
So Vibram is the new sole bottom.
Vibram is the new sole bottom for Sims. And is it, there again, you're going to find plenty of opinions out on chat rooms and blogs. Does it perform the same as felt? In certain conditions, we feel that it performs very similar to felt. In some conditions, we feel it performs better than felt. And then there are conditions where we feel that it doesn't perform as well as felt. So
here in the upper Midwest, Colleen, if I'm out fishing, if I'm steelheading in December or February and I'm walking through the snow,
right?
Felts have a tendency to pick up snow, and then I'm walking on stilts.
Correct.
With Vibram soles?
Vibram soles, you're going to find that snow does not build up, does not gather like it does on felt. And the going back to ANS and staying on that subject, the Vibram soles, when you're in the water and before you leave that water, if you just simply wash your foot back and forth in that water, you're going to drop and leave behind whatever it is that you picked up.
So simply swishing your feet in the water when you're wearing Vibram sole boots is going to get rid of most of the aquatic nuisance species and all the schmutz that would otherwise stick to felt. In the fly fishing world, schmutz is the all-encompassing term.
Yeah.
We're talking with Colleen Colleen Traiser with Sims Fishing Products. Again, here in the upper Midwest, my felts don't do well. Muddy banks,
Yep.
wet concrete and wet wood docks and boat launches. But I get out on the Kankakee River with the shale rock and those round bowling ball-sized boulders. Vibram going to work as well there? What am I doing?
Vibram soles, and again, it's not necessarily going to make you a better wader, but it's going to provide great traction, like you said, on those muddy banks, on the grassy soles, if you're in and out of a boat, and then on those really smooth, slick surfaces, maybe it has a little bit of moss, maybe it has a lot of bit of moss. There is a star cleat that simply, with a Phillips screwdriver, it comes, recesses down into the sole of the boot, if you will, and by stepping onto that rock, you will get both the star cleat and the Vibram sole to grip down onto that rock.
Awesome.
So you're cleating or you're star cleating the sole to add that extra protection. And then when you don't need it, you simply just pull those studs out with that screwdriver again, and you can become cleatless.
So when you were guiding customers out of a drift boat, you weren't real fond of having studded boots in your boat.
Correct.
So sometimes studded boots do their job too well. As a retailer of $65 fly lines, I'm awfully fond of customers who walk all over their fly
Yes.
line. What else is new from Sims? I noticed in your catalog you've got some shirts with sun protection and some insect protection. Tell us about those.
Yes, definitely. This is the first year that we've introduced what we're calling No Fly Zone, and we have teamed up with Burlington Labs, and what we have provided is sportswear with the insect repellent. And the way that Burlington Labs applies this is they're treating the textile before they make the shirt.
So they're not dipping the shirt or spraying the shirt?
Correct.
Cool.
Yep, the actual textile holds in their permethrin, which is the all-natural insect repellent there. And that is treated into the textile, and then we go ahead and design and cut out the shirts and the pants and the hats. And it's the first year, and I use it. I believe in it. I was up in up in some home waters in Michigan, and the ticks were there. And so most people think of the no-fly zone good for mosquitoes or black flies, and it is also going to help out with those ticks, the chiggers, the fly, the bees.
Sure.
So any of those as well. And it's a great product. It has the UPF rating of 50. So just like any of our sportswear, we're concerned with sun protection.
You use the term UPF. I use the term SPF. Tell us the difference.
That is a good question. UPF versus SPF. That's
well, in any case, we are so far behind the learning curve here in the upper Midwest with sun protection. We're seeing so many clients getting things cut off because of all their years out in the sun. I am a proud retailer of Simms products, boots and waders. One of the things that I'm particularly proud of is the fastest growing segment of our market are adult women coming into fly fishing. Simms has some pretty awesome products directed at women.
Oh, we do, and we'll continue to do so. Again, with the women being shaped and built a little differently than a man, I'm proud to say. We also manufacture all of our women's waders in Bozeman, Montana, and not just small, medium, large, and extra large, but we do the short sizes, we do the longer sizes, we do the fuller sizes. And that's really important. And the most important thing, and I think you'll agree with me, Joseph, is, when we did the women's clinic at One More Cast, and we got to measure up the women, just how different,
Lots of sizes and shapes.
Yes, so important.
As Simms is the giant of Gore-Tex and this big multinational powerful company run by Casey Walsh, yet a little retailer like me and a sales rep like Colleen can send them a photo saying the belt on these women's waders is in a bad position. You need to take a look at this. And Simms responds to that, another reason why I'm a proud retailer of Simms. We're talking with Colleen Traiser with Simms Fishing Product. Local gal, more than just a pretty face, more than just a new grandma. She is and has been a user of this product for years and is absolutely spectacular. Colleen, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have to get you on again so we can chat more about you and your life and your fishing.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me today,
Thank you again.
Joseph.
Well, Heather, we brought this train into the station without wrecking it or losing the station, its license. It's been an absolute ball. Bob Maciulis will be back next week when he's out of the black helicopters and all the black limousines have gone back to Washington. This is 1340 WJOL, Will County News, Talk, Sports, and me. I'm Joseph Meyer from One More Cast Fly Shop, and I was absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you so very much.
As a lemonade, sitting in the shade.